Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pregame show for the game between the Pies and the Lions. What the fuck has happened at the captain's run today? Well, let's just start with that. Brazzy, what are we doing? It's kick to kick, mate. It's kick to kick. Captain's run where you hardly run. It's a walk. It's ticking the boxes for tomorrow. There better not be news on Twitter. And there better not be trolls like yesterday in the chat, because I'm not having this again. Welcome. Hope we're all kind of well. Welcome, everybody. Elare, Yorgos, Yorgaki, Eramani Andoni from Perth. Kev, welcome. You saw the photo that Andreas sent in Discord, right? Where Fly's having that chat with... Hey, you finally got the notification. That's good to hear. He's having that chat with Billy Frampton. It's like a man-to-man kind of conversation. Maybe it's the Billy. We need you, mate. I know I didn't have you in for the ones. I had you in the twos. I'm not happy with you for some reason. But Charlie Dean's not here. Darcy Moore's back is sore. Brazzy's too G'd up. He's more G'd up than Manny. I told you, when you overexcite yourself, when you get too hyper anxious, hyper excited for a massive game like tomorrow, this is what you do, Bruz. We haven't heard anything yet. Elder Yodgi, the overlay looks sick, bruv. Thanks, brother. Thanks for the $3. Appreciate you. Are you driving home from work, daughter? George is a good friend of mine, guys. Thor TV. He actually streams on Twitch, does some gaming horror streams. That if you're a bit sensitive to jump scares, I wouldn't recommend him. But if you're a sadistic minded person and you're this sick inclination to fall into the death traps of jump scares, then maybe his stream is for you. Your end of the stream is lagging big time. Is anybody experiencing some delay here? So we're using StreamYard. Funnily enough, StreamYard was one of StreamYard is one of those platforms where the delay can be a bit of an issue, which is why I went to OBS. But now I do StreamYard for the pre-game show and post-game show because it can handle guests a bit easier. All good? No delay? You are a workhorse, bro. You must have an understanding missus. Mate, when you find purpose and it makes you feel good, it makes you feel like you're on the right path, it won't necessarily make you happy, because I think happy is a bit of a fallacy. You can't be happy all the time. You try to be happy all the time. Go have a pill. Go take a pill. And that's what peak happiness feels like. And then you wonder why there's such a crash after you take these pills, because you're not supposed to be happy all the time. Anyways, before I digress and I lose my point, okay, I'm not trying to get all philosophical here, but if you feel like you are doing something that is a part of your constitution to why you think you belong here, then people around you will understand. People will, and if they don't understand, adega missile. See you later. So If you do what you love and people support you, great. If they don't want to be around you, then that's their problem. This is what matters to me. It might be there is a bit of delay, George. What delay are you seeing? Is there a freeze? Is there any is there delay on my stream? I'll quickly check. Before we get guys, we'll get you links to jump into the stream and share your thoughts. So there's a link here if you want to jump on the Pregame fan cams. Click on that link and jump in. Oh, sorry, not many. No freeze. I'm gonna while you guys are jumping into the studio and lining up, I will have a look at what you guys are potentially talking about. There might be a free. It's like it's on 60 HD instead of 120 HD. What does that mean, George? I'm not entirely privy to that language. Instead of 120 HD. What does that mean, George? Have a look at what you guys are potentially talking about. There might be a free. It's like it's on 60 HD instead of 120 HD. What does that mean, George? I'm not entirely privy to that language. 60 HD. Come on, help me out, guys. I'm having a look here. I'm help me out. Come on. Anyone in the chat want to help me out? What's 60 HD versus 120 HD? Anyways, it looks good. It looks good enough on my end. So we'll roll with that. Roman, brother, give us a thumbs up if you're ready to jump on, my friend. Yep, ready to go. You look like a malaka. Elran Doni, Asta Stia. Roman. Your silence is killing me. What's going on? What's on your mind?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Good, man. Just slowly warming up to tomorrow. What about you've already got your scarf on? You camping outside the G tomorrow or tonight?
Oh, pretty much. That's the plan. No, I'm up in the country, but do we know? So, are we getting a team drop tonight, or?
Well, I'm anxiously checking the Twitter feeds. What we know is Bruzzy is pretty lame. But if there's nothing out as of yet, I can only assume they're going to try to give Bruzzy every chance until probably late tomorrow before they have to finalize the team an hour before the game starts.
Because Dean wasn't training, was he?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't present. So I'm not. Once again, I'm not sure what that might be about. Maybe he's sick.
Could be. I mean, Frampton wasn't listed either.
No, he was. Yeah, VFL. So
we've got some serious issues. If we need these answers, man. We're anxious.
We're spiraling. That's for sure. With all these sort of problems scrambling in your mind, like what are we thinking beyond that?
I just reckon I'd love to see Rowan get another shout because, I know you wouldn't play him back, but at least maybe it frees up players like Chris to move back if we need him, because I just don't see how we forget intercepting the ball. How are we going to move it out of half back?
I do like that thought process with Rowan still getting a look in. But, I mean, if we want to look at the alternative, because Rowan Steele's not in the side at the moment, maybe we say you got a Steele side bottom and Lipper on the wing, push Jack Crisp back. I'm pretty sure Crispy played halfback on the weekend against Richmond at certain periods throughout the game. So maybe we can do that. He's a little bit taller as well, Crispy. So while his ball use is good, I would also like to think that if we are going to be pretty short tomorrow based on the potential outs, and we might not have Dean, Bruzzy, Darcy Moore tomorrow. So you're going to have to try and make that team in the back as tall as possible.
Yeah. So who can we? I mean, at least it's in Melbourne. We're don't have this issue in Perth or something. But I'm just trying to have a look. I mean, who could we? I don't know what the rules are either, because once you've named a side, how much can you change without?
So I'm pretty sure. Do you remember? It was earlier this year? Markov wasn't even listed in the emergencies, and he came in for one of the games. I forget what it is. So there is.
Yeah, the Bunnings game. Yeah.
That's the Bunning game. The famous Bunnings game. That's the one. Yeah.
So, but
So
he wasn't dropped, was he?
no, he's an aside, but
Yeah.
I'm just thinking. I mean, outside of, I think there's Josh says in the chat, Will Parker will come in. So I think Will Parker was at the captain's run. So
Yep.
just quickly, Thor's just leaving. Thor, thanks for becoming a member, brother. Yodgi, I'll speak to you later, and I'll jump into your stream a little bit later. Yodgos. Sorry to cut you off there, Roman.
No, that's all right. I'm just trying to get a good look at the latest news.
Are you always in the country, or are you just up there for a weekend?
No, Melbourne boy, just up in sort of Shepparton way.
Beauty.
Just at the moment. But yeah, no, I mean, it just seems like overnight we've just had this, not even overnight, just today, we've had this absolute catastrophe. And I just don't, I mean, can we even play a VFL side if we're going to have all of them sort of down in the emergency rooms?
Yeah, so what the game, the VFL game is at 2:00 tomorrow. So maybe some of them will be doing a little double up going into the game at the
You know what?
G.
Tony Armstrong got called in years ago.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that was some time ago, wasn't it?
But he'd already played a game, and they were like, "We need to get you here. We know you saw."
Yeah.
But so I don't know. I think Will Parker's a good. I thought he played really well. I think it was the West Coast game, maybe. At Marvel, and I thought he actually took some solid intercept marks. He was, I'm just getting nothing. There's no.
Nah,
Is there anything on Twitter?
mate, you keep searching the depths of the interweb, and you won't find much right now. I guarantee you that. You're knocking on a brick wall.
Yep. No, I've got one.
But we all are. We're all here doing it right now. I think all of us probably have 6 tabs open trying to find something. It's not there.
Yeah, it's just so used to. I thought we'd be getting a sub announcement, and then here we are.
Yeah. I'm just refreshing Twitter on my end to see if there's any. There's just nothing. They're giving me donuts.
Yeah, it's torture.
Absolute donuts. So it's not an ideal time to be dealing with this sort of madness, considering we've got 4 games left in the season. We're already taking calculated risks, bringing DeGoey back. Who else is a calculated risk in the side right now? I mean, we got rid of the calculated. Yeah. No.
I mean,
Jeez,
I know he's been training.
Right.
He's been training, but this is not. It's not like bringing him in for Richmond. And I'm glad. It's awesome to see him, playing footy again. But I just worry that the step, especially to the reigning premiers. Can he do a 23 again? Will he take Mark of the Year? Will he?
Would love that. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Question for you is, with DeGoey returning, and let's say Bobby, and we'll throw in Billy Frampton because he probably will play at this point. Darcy Moore going in sore and this is more on a strategic front rather than the injury front. But did the selection committee think they had too many calculated risks that they could not afford to also run the Tom Mitchell and Ned Long gauntlet in this game?
Yeah, I just wonder if they pulled that trigger too early. Because
dropped Mitchell too early, you reckon?
Well, yeah, because how are they going to know we'd run into this today? If we've got potentially, 3 defenders, 2 of our tools, and the heart and soul of the club potentially not playing, plus Frampton, who wasn't named. I just don't. I think now, do you just go? We just need to attack and make sure it doesn't get back.
Yeah,
we need Titchin and under. We need Ned Long, and just feed it to Nick, and Nick's just going to have to. He's doing pretty well, but he's just going to have to make sure it's always forward of the center square, because otherwise we're cooked.
Defend from the front, so to speak.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I like it. I like the thought process. Well, hopefully with these potential absences, I think if we can win the game in the middle and keep it in our forward half like we do so well, this will be a bit of a non-issue. But it's more so over the course. Are these injuries or sicknesses? Like, what are these going to stem into going into our final series? Like, this is where you need stability, right?
Well, that's the big fear. I just wonder if you have to sort of say, okay, well, if we were to drop a game, is it if we just, as long as we're in the top two, do we take a very calculated risk in saying, okay, we just need them right for finals? Because you'd hate to play, players who are sort of, touch and go, and then suddenly you hit finals and we can't have a Bruzzy playing. We can't have more. We can't have, and if we don't have Titch and Long with full confidence, then they're just not going to perform the way they have.
All right. Well, I'm sure this time tomorrow, we'll obviously have a fair idea of what's going on. So, Roman, I think it's your first time on. Am I right in assuming that?
Yeah, it's first time on the stream. Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate you jumping on, man.
I'm always sort of sitting around in the comment section. So,
Yep. Nah, good man. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for jumping on and enjoy your time in Shepparton. Hopefully, you get good reception for the game tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the plan. There's always a pub somewhere. All right. Well, thanks for that. Big up, Wallet fam. Cheers.
Yes, sir. Wallet fam. See you, Roman.
Ciao.
Shout out, Wallet fam. That's huge. I'll send that to him after this. He'll love that. Ella Andreas, Yasu, mate. Breaking news. Ella to Xander Maguire. Boise.
Mate, I've got these journos covered, bro. Don't worry about that stuff. Mate, that bloke from Channel 10 was just hovering around me and Curtis at training, just sniffing for info. He was dawdling. He didn't even watch him go down. The bloke went down in front of us. It's definitely a hip flexor. It has to be the way he was pointing. And then the Channel 10 journo that's there is just sniffing around, asking for info. And I'm like, are you serious, mate? Like, whatever. So, and then he's obviously posted his Malakias on Channel 10 today that everybody's watching. But look, all in all, today's training session. Everyone, like, there was so many positives apart from the negatives that, like, obviously has come out. But like the boys were just looking sharp as, yeah. I know it's like everyone's a bit like, oh shit, like the ins and outs and stuff, but the guys that are in are 100% ready to go. Like even Bobby and Geordie, the way they'll like strutting their stuff today, there was no issues there whatsoever. Yeah. So, and you got to think like with Bobby, it's not an injury, it's just match fitness. That's it. So with Geordie, yeah, it's injuries and stuff, but he's also with his injuries, he's had time to recover them. He's had an extra 2 weeks, obviously with the concussion protocol where he hasn't done much. So he's going through protocol, but his body's still, fine from the injury. So touch wood, if these boys get through the Brisbane game and then potentially getting Howe back, and well, if Frampton doesn't play, you'll get Frampton back, but you'll probably get him back this week, I reckon now. And then just another thing too, which hasn't been said, I don't know if it's been said, I've only just, sort of come in now, but Bo McCreary was training before the captain's run and they had him going in the centre square, and former Collingwood player Anton Tohill was there as well. He was training with him in the middle, which I thought was a bit weird, but whatever. And then I'll get more info on that and whenever that time comes. But they were like going at it, like kick to kick sort of thing, but from the middle, like centre bounce thing with a trainer, and then just tap the ball to him. And Bo was on fire, man. Like whatever hamstring strain he got, it must have been just a little tweak, and they are playing it so like with so much precaution. Like they are so careful with what's happening. So I know it's hard because you've got like players that like we're coming into a certain point of the season now where you just need to have your full side ready to go. But we're not that far off. We're not far off at all. And to be honest, if it means that we have to get everything ready 1 week later than everybody else, it doesn't matter because you've got that week off before the finals now. As a football lover, right, and I'm sure everybody shares this same sentiment, like that week off before the finals is the worst ever, yeah? At least this season we're going to get a fix because you're going to have the catch-up game with Essendon and Gold Coast, and they might do that Legends game or whatever it is, who knows, yeah? So you're going to have some void to fill there regardless, which is fine. But for our club, this is the best possible thing to have that week off, even though we get the continuity going, everyone comes back, because that means that the first qualifying final should be finished in top four. The top four. We're going to have our close to 110% full side playing with just the keys, at least for 2 games leading up until that qualifying final. We've just got to get them playing together. That's it. The Brazzy setback, don't know. All I saw was that they were doing run throughs, and it happened like, if anyone goes on Jen's training buzz on Twitter and stuff, she's posted a video and you can actually see where I'm standing. The boys are on the fence, yeah, literally right in front of me, like 2 meters in front of me. They started doing the run throughs and they started doing like hip flexor lunges and stuff like that, and that's when he waved it down and he got the massage done. And then he obviously said to the boys beforehand, during the session, he pointed to Darcy, all the defenders came in, and he goes, nah, like that. So, and he pointed to his hip. So, and then he was off. 10 minutes later, Fly and Frampton are talking in the thing. So I look at that and sense Frampton's in. So whenever the final squad gets announced, the final team gets announced, it gets announced. But that's probably the biggest negative. But we've got to remember there's so many positives coming out of this. Everybody is trying to get fully fit. And it's going to get to a point, I reckon, close to the qualifying final where we're going to have 110%, but we just got to get there. That's it.
In the present moment, tell me about your. I know maybe we're reading into this a little bit too much, but let's make fun of it. Billy Frampton and a non-selection of him in the ones as of yesterday. What's your thoughts on all of that?
Look, I don't think Fly was happy with one of 2 things. One would have been his performance against Frankston. But with that being said, I don't think it really matters too much about an overall performance because the team in general got slapped by a VFL side, right? Let's just be real about that. Yeah, it wasn't their day. Frankston were up, whatever. Yeah, we had like 12 AFL listed players on that. We should have won it, yes. So there's that element of disappointment too, from a whole perspective. But from Frampton's perspective, I don't think he wasn't our worst during the game. But if he's come back from 4 weeks off with a calf strain, let him just get the run in his legs. You do your training loads, you do whatever you need to do, and if he's ready to go, he goes. I just don't think that Fly would be happy with his performance. I'm trying to put myself in his position, playing devil's advocate. He wouldn't be happy with his performance and potentially anything, the second part, anything at training, if he's not maybe going hard enough or whatever. Because if you look at Fly's presser, all right, and I'm only speculating, but like I'm a good judge of this stuff. He said that he pulled Frampton aside and he goes, hey, it's go time now, And for a coach to say that to a player this close to finals, where not just be this close to finals, where pretty much now, the next 4 weeks, and I'm going to include the Melbourne game as well, these are finals for us because we have to win every single one of them. So we need our best side out there regardless, okay? So I think that maybe he's a bit like, hey, this shouldn't be taking this long. We need you in the side. And this is a direct example of why the club is pursuing Jack Silvani. Like it is blindly obvious, and I need to put this out there to everybody who watches and stuff, our channels and everything, like especially the non-Collingwood supporters who stick their nose in and stuff, which is fine. You get our viewers up, who cares? The algorithm peaks. But what my issue is that a lot of these Carlton supporters, and I'm drifting off, but people need to know this stuff, yeah? Oh, you're bagging Silvani. You bagged him his whole time. Where are you going there? You've the last 4 years, how many times have you guys dropped him? Right? How many times have you guys put him in the ruck to pinch it? He's not a ruckman, right? He wasn't a ruckman the minute the nomination of the rucks got sorted because he couldn't be the third man up over the pack. That's what he's good at. So you want him to pinch it in the ruck? He doesn't want to do it. You want him to go into the forward line? Hey, he's a good kick, right? He's kicked 80-something goals in his thing, and he's a defender. That's a pretty good effort, but that's not his position. He's a defender. So we would say, hey, there's a spot here where you can go either fullback or centre half back and be a lockdown defender, right? We can rotate everybody out. It might mean Josh will go in the middle. It might mean Houston might play a slightly different role next year. And we're like, yeah, we're for it. Do we care that he played for Carlton? Do we care about his last name? I couldn't. All I care about is what he can bring to the table. And the fact that we've got holes depleted in our back line and we've got the strongest defence in the league at the moment with these holes in our defence. We are the side that gets the least points scored against us. That's obviously helped to the midfield and the forward line pressure as well, 100%. But these supporters saying, "Oh, you bag him, this, all this crap." Piss off, man. And I said on the Forever Rival show on the Jumper Punch the other night on Wednesday. I told them when Tom Mitchell was playing at Hawthorn and he got 50 possessions against us one year, I think it might have been 2017, 2018, and he had 49 possessions that were like backwards handballs. We were bagging him. Who cares? He puts a Collingwood jumper on, mate. You're one of us, right? So it's just then. What I'm trying to get at is with these holes in our defence, Frampton now does need to come in. Silvani's the type of player that we need, but in regards to this game and Frampton not being selected, I do think it was maybe just an overall performance issue, not just of the game, but maybe preparation from his calf injury. But now it's getting to the point where it's like, now it's time to put your boots on, put your head down, shut up. Let's get our best side possible on the field, and really give this a shake. Because I'll tell you something now, mate. We beat Brisbane on the weekend, which I think we will. I think people are going to start waking up and saying, "Hey, they just had like a slight couple of weeks off, and we haven't been pumped in 21 weeks of football. We haven't been pumped. Look at the games that we've lost. No one's pumped us apart from that stupid game that shouldn't even happened at the cow paddock." So I don't know. I hope I G'd all you Pies fans up. But just be a bit positive, man. I know we're missing players. I know I was posting about Maynard today and stuff, but from what I saw, and that's my bad too. I probably should have
You
posted.
scared everyone, bro. You're fear mongering everyone.
Nah, I'm not fear mongering. I'm gonna G you guys up, man, because our boys are ready to go. You could see the way they were. They're quietly confident, I reckon. And Pendles looks like a fucking Adonis, man. Don't worry about the Dacos boys. Pendlebury is just a fucking sculpture, man. He stood in front of me and I'm just looking at him. I'm like, bro, how are you 1 year older than me? Like, really, how? How is this physically possible, man? But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good game. And just hopefully that, we get the win. I'm banking the win against Brisbane. I'm banking the win against Hawthorn. I don't rate them at all. And then Adelaide's probably the only one that I'm a little bit skeptical about over there. I reckon they're at home. That might be a bit of a tough challenge. And then Melbourne we wipe the floor with, and then we go into the finals, and we're sitting in second spot. We get the home qualifying final, and I want Geelong. In that first final.
There's one for you. Andreas is reading my mind tonight from Benny Zero, the man. Feel the same.
Benny Zero, mate. Great contribution to both channels, Benny. Thank you very much. But yeah, I want Geelong in that first final because they're just flat track bullies right now. They've got the piss easy fixture. And you know what's going to be amazing? If they drop one of these final four games at home. Like if they drop one of these final four to these bottom teams, it busts the top eight right open, which is going to be very interesting. I don't think it'll happen. But it's going to be very interesting. But with that being said, Jamie Elliott will kick 5 goals against Brisbane. I think McStay's going to have a blinder, and I reckon Josh Dacos is going to get BOG. I reckon he's going to come close to 40 touches this game. I don't think they're going to worry about him. All the attention's going to be on Nick Dacos here, there. They don't know if they're going to tag him. What's Berry going to do? All these Malakias, whatever, man. Josh is going to run rings around him. So they can stick that one up, and because at the end of the day, we've got the last 4 over them, and we're going to get 5 and whatever's left in the future. So fucking get around it.
Hey, one more question before you run off on me. I must ask because I want to revisit that Billy Frampton thing. There was one more thing that maybe we didn't dive into, but is there any world where maybe Charlie Dean is becoming an impediment for the Billy Frampton selection? Is there anything to Charlie Dean's form against Richmond?
No, I don't think it's against Charlie Dean. Charlie Dean had a pretty decent game against Richmond. If anything,
that's what I'm saying. Is Charlie Dean throwing a spanner in the works?
No, he wasn't out training today, so that throws a spanner in the works because Howe's not available. So I don't know if the Charlie Dean situation is holding Frampton out, because even if Charlie Dean played his best game against Richmond, I'd still put Frampton in before Charlie Dean. For me, that's a given. I think Billy Frampton is in our best 23. There's no doubt about the role that he plays in our backline. He has to be there until maybe we get somebody else, and then he becomes that second option, like when Reef McGuinness got all the eggs in the basket first. So I think if Howe was available, Frampton would come in, depending on what we said before with his form and his preparation or whatever, or it would be Charlie Dean, but Howe would be in. But without Howe and Charlie Dean not being at training, that does throw the spanner in the works. That's the confusing part about everything. But we'll see how we go. I still think he'll play now that Brazzy's gone. And the way that I saw Brazzy, like you could tell it was a hip flexor. Like if it's not, all right, fair enough, whatever. But from the observation that I took, he was 2 meters in front of me. I'm telling you, it was a hip flexor. So, yeah, I don't think it's an impediment to Frampton, whatever. But this is what makes premiership sides. You've got the stock, so we're testing our depth, and this is what people need to be encouraged about, because it's not just for this year. I know our eggs are in the basket for this year, but it's not just this year. It's next year as well. It's the year after that, because we're going to lose players, but we're going to get these kids that are playing, and if we can sneak 30, 40 games into these guys with the management and stuff like that, when our older heads go, these guys will slip straight in. You look at the way that Richmond are doing it now, and they're doing it perfectly. I know they haven't got the experience, but by 2027, these kids are going to have 50, 60 games up their ass, right? Then they might go to the free agency market when Tassie come in, and then Richmond are going to have a really good side again. Their trajectory is with their young side is skyrocketing, right? We're doing the same thing, but we're doing it within the twos, and we're doing it on the training track and getting these guys like your Dematteas, your Jacob Ryans, your TJs. You're getting them ready for when they're called upon. Sullivan's the perfect example of that before the PCL, right? We've just got to make it work this year, but for the future and stuff like that, I think this is grouse. We've got stocks, we've got backups, and that's exactly what you need.
Mark could be the most pessimistic man in this chat, and he's doubled down. If this is any truth to this, is if someone else is watching Channel 7, please let us know. But I'm not going to give this too much airtime because he could be talking straight Malakias. But read that, and
yeah, I read it. Look, I'm going to take everything that he said then, if it's real, in the first sentence, but that last bit about missing a month. Calm down, yeah, because it's in order to miss a month, you got to go do scans and shit like that. And I hate to break it to you, but I don't think the scanning place is open today. I walked past it, so yeah, he's probably going to have to go there on Monday or something like that, or whatever. But if he's out, he's out. So yeah,
it is what it is, man. Like I said, the depth makes the championship team grow even more, but yeah, to do it without some of the players will definitely put some hairs on the Adhidia,
as long as we get him back, if we can get him back, Hawthorn, Adelaide, as much as possible, and then you slip Bruzzy in and you slip maybe one or two closer to, that's fine. But we're just going to make sure that we get most of them back within the next fortnight, which, to be honest with you, I think is going to be spot on.
Benny, another 5. Thank you, brother. Pies depth, bottom 6 is better than any other team equivalent throughout this year. I called it earlier. Bruz looks more like a hip flexor high quad, which is what Andrea said. But
yeah,
our bottom 6, how do you rate our bottom 6 compared to some of the best sides in the league?
Towards the best sides in the league, I think we're along the mark. But the youngsters of like on the lower sides of the competition is pretty average, apart from Richmond. Let's be real. But within the sides in the top 8, I still think, obviously I'm a bit biased when I say this and stuff like that, but you can make a whole 23 of youngsters in our side, and then you put the NGAs in that we're going to get. You put in Tom McGuan that we're probably going to get. Well, I think we are 100% going to get him and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. A couple of years, man. Like, fuck, we're whatever we're doing now, we're doing for now, but we're also keeping an eye on the future. We'll get the free agents in whenever they become available. I would reckon we get Silvani and Ben King over the next 2 seasons, and then we go from there. If Checkers goes to another club, which I don't think he will, but if he does, I reckon you can catch a bottom dollar that we're going to throw the kitchen sink at Ben King so we can fill some sort of void in the forward line. So that's a personal opinion myself. So yeah,
that's definitely a possibility. With the back to the bottom 6, I think what we have mastered to a T from list management side is a lot of teams' bottom 6s comprise of youngsters, whereas our bottom 6, if we're in our team right now, aren't youngsters. They're experienced players who can play a role. I'm looking at Hoskin Elliott, Markov. Who else would fit in that? I mean, Charlie Dean's listed, so maybe he's considered a bit older than what other youngsters are in other teams. That's 3 players. Who else is considered is Ned Long bottom 6? I don't know.
Ones that are actually playing now, or just general older players on our list?
Yeah, now in this, the team I'm looking at against Brisbane.
Oh, I have to see the list in front of me to give you a proper answer, man. But Probably like Markov and Dean would be the two that would stand out. And then maybe Will Hoskin Elliott, but at the same time too, man, he's Mr. Reliable. He's Mr. Fix It. You know, you can play him in any line of the ground. I think he's one that we really should consider signing up for at least another season because, you know, just even if he doesn't play every game next year, at least it's the depth, man. Like he's so reliable. He's so unpredictable for other teams, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, bro, like now that I think of it, there's genuinely we don't have a recognizable bottom six right now.
We would have a recognizable bottom six in the entire list, but we wouldn't have a recognizable bottom six in the team that's actually picked or in our top 30, like the squads. Correct. You know what I mean? We wouldn't have. Correct. You have like maybe you could probably put 2 or 3, and those 2 or 3 would be Markov, Mason Cox, even though I'll argue that to the death, but Mason Cox in general, and then maybe like a Rowan Steele because it's his first season. I don't know, man.
Ed Allen,
like
Ed Allen, probably.
That's just, and that's only because his first, like he's only been at the club for 3 months. You know.
Yep.
So that's it. Yeah, mate. I gotta go. But
show us your jumper. Show us your jumper quickly. Show us.
It's just the
retro.
I actually got it a while ago. I haven't worn it. I got it from the AFL shop ages ago, and then I saw when Fly. I haven't worn it in any of my videos. It's just been sitting there for ages, and then I seen when Fly wore it. I think I'm like, well, I better bring it out now.
Opa, Nato. All right, mate. You got to go do what you got to do with your missus, my friend. Thanks for jumping on.
Kids, mate. It's a little one. No worries, bro. Go the Pies. Talk to you soon.
Yassel, mate. Take care. Thanks, brother. Ella,
can you hear me?
Sipna, loud and clear. Malaka.
What are you doing there? What's with all this talk there? What's with all this talk there? What's with all this talk, bro? What's with all this talk, bro? The job needs to get done. This is critical. You know how risky this game is? Do you know how risky it is? They better go out there tomorrow and they better perform. No more games and no more mucking around. If we're missing Bruzzy, Darcy Moore's playing like a shit kicker. Dean's not AFL standard. Simple as that. He played one good game against Richmond. We've seen him. We all know Dean's not AFL standard. We've got dramas. Simple as that. Big dramas.
What's the drama? What are you talking about?
We've got a defensive stock there. We've got a defensive stock. Do you know who we're playing? We're playing Brisbane, bro. We're not playing Richmond. They've sat there today at their team meeting. You know what they've said? We're playing through Dean. We're going to play through Dean. They're a professional outfit. Tomorrow's game's big time, buddy. Absolute big time. They're professionals. We're not talking about shit kickers here, Carlton and Richmond. They're a professional outfit. They're going to come out and they've got plans for us. Don't you worry about that.
Are we taking them lightly? Is that what you're suggesting?
Well, obviously we are.
Why?
In what planet is Dean a better defender than Frampton? You played Frampton all year. We won how many games in a row? But all of a sudden, Dean's a gun defender. He's a gun defender here.
Well, Billy Frampton, the fact of the matter is, man, Billy Frampton played like shit in the VFL. So does that not open up the door for Charlie Dean in Fly's mind? Why did he get selected? Why did he get selected, not Billy Frampton? You tell me.
Oh, so Dean played shit for 9 games straight. He played one good game against Richmond, and all of a sudden, Dean is our gun defender. All of a sudden, we've picked up a gun defender, Charlie Dean. He's going to play against smart footballers tomorrow night, and they're going to expose him. Would you rather have?
What if he finishes his game with 10 intercept possessions like he did last week? What if?
Yeah, but we can't live on what ifs, brother. We can't live on what ifs. We haven't got time, and we haven't got wins in the bank to live with what ifs, buddy. We need to get the job done. Number one. This is what I'm watching for. No long bombing. That's Harris Andrews. He loves that. That's his party time. If we long bomb the ball, Harris Andrews is going to intercept everything.
That's
Number
a big
2.
Part of our game.
No. It's not part of our game. It's become part of our game in Malacca.
What have you been watching this year?
Yeah, that's not our game. That's what we've become. We've become a new species. Long down the line, and bombing the ball in. We have to go back to how we were playing in the middle of the year.
Pretty
Cutting
sure
through the middle.
Brisbane that way. Pretty sure we beat Brisbane that way. Pretty sure we did.
What, long down the line?
Pretty sure we played the outskirts of the field at the Gabba.
Oh, we'll see. So yeah, long bombing, lower your eyes, and it's going to be a midfield battle now. So we'll see. That we have to get the ball moving forward out of the midfield. But I'm telling you, we're playing the big boys, second big boys. They're hungry. It's going to be a tight fucking tussle, bro. Tight tussle. What are you thinking, Malaka?
Well, I'm just going back. I'm actually just going. Let me see if I can do something here. Give me one. If I do this, because I think it's quite pertinent if I bring up this screen, share screen. Just give me a sec, yeah? Hold your horses, man.
I'm listening to Malaka. Relax.
Cigar, relax.
Listening. You're
on edge. You're on edge.
Hey, listen.
You're on edge, mate.
People are taking this game too lightly. This could make or break our premiership credentials. I'll give you the big tip. We lose this and we're in trouble.
You reckon?
Fucking
obviously,
we are.
like we're going into a 5-day break. If we lose this, it won't be ideal, will it?
I'm just praying. Hawthorn gives it to Adelaide tonight. I'm going to watch later. That's what we've got to hope. We don't want to hope. We don't want to hope on other results, but we need Hawthorn to beat Adelaide tonight.
Yep.
What are you looking at, Malaka?
I'm trying to bring this to the front, man. Update layout. Will that work? Nah, Halia. Anyways, I'm going to go through the timeline. Do you guys remember how we beat them last time? Not that it matters entirely now, but because we only took 6 contested marks, so maybe we didn't.
Listen. Whole different day, whole different game, more shit on the line. It's a whole new ball game. They better go out tomorrow and from the first bounce start properly. I don't want to see all this fucking Oz kick shit. We're professional outfit. This is a whole new ball game now. Don't worry about past results, nothing. Now it's crunch time. I'm telling you, they better go out tomorrow and play properly. I don't want to see this fucking crap. Missing handballs, missing kicks, and all these missing goals, especially set shots. If you get your chances against Brisbane, you've got to take your set shots, mate. Get the job done. Play like a professional outfit. I want to see a professional football team. Simple.
There we go. Voidoid, thank you. We shut down their corridor movement. They are highly touted for their movement through the middle by way of.
Yeah, we spoke about it there. That Dane Zorka, he gets that kick, that 45 kick moving. They move it quickly as well. And they do that 45 kick all the way up the ground till they get it outside 50 and then they hit targets on the inside.
Yeah.
And they're revved up as well. I reckon they're revved up. It's gonna be full on. The first quarter is gonna be hectic. As long as we can keep equal with them in the first quarter, we don't want them to blow us out of the water. If we can stay equal with them in the first quarter, second quarter, it'll be a tussle. If we can get on top of them in the third and fourth, we'll be all right.
Again, mate, fucking we're 24 hours away. What's going on? What's the lead into this for you? What are you doing?
Cool. I'm gonna have dinner now. Have a Greek coffee. Watch the Crows get pumped. Watch the Crows get pumped. So we stay on top of the perch. We need to stay on top of the perch. Right then, I've got a couple of things to do tomorrow. You're busy as well, probably. And then get ready for the game. I'll lock everything down. Get ready for the game. And then I'm gonna watch closely tomorrow. I'm gonna watch Darcy Moore. Yeah, I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna watch Darcy Moore closely now. Hey, buddy, Darcy Moore. You know now, the night before, you've got a weak defense. If you go up for a contest on the wing and you don't get your hands on the ball, spoil the ball, instead of walking or jogging back inside 50, sprint back inside 50 before the ball goes in and stop your bullshit. He knows now we're shaky down back. He's the captain. I'm going to watch him closely and I'm going to watch Charlie Dean. And I hope to God that the word on everyone's minds in the chat is not bagging Dean, because I've got a feeling that they're going to expose Dean. And I've got a feeling if he plays, Frampton might play. But if Dean plays, I've got a feeling that you're going to be watching Dean closely as well. And you're going to see Dean do a few things. And you're going to think about me. I'm telling you. You want to see that. This is,
I'm
I could see
thinking
things,
about you, mate. I'm sick of
I
thinking
could
about
see
you.
things happening, bro. I could just picture. I could just picture some real malakias happening, bro. I could picture some real weird shit happening, and we all know it, mate. We all know it. We all know it. You know it. I know it. The whole chat knows it, and Brisbane knows it. That Frampton should be playing over Dean. The only people that don't know it are our coaches, and I can't work out why.
What about this? Is Tom Mitchell going to be watching, just like you watching Darcy like a hawk? Will Tom Mitchell be watching Ned Long like a hawk, or what?
Yeah, I told you yesterday.
Did you?
Geordie comes in, takes Mitchell's spot. You can't have Geordie, Mitchell, and Long in the side. Long has proven himself over the year. He's proven himself over the year. That's why he's staying in. Mitchell Geordie's taken Mitchell's spot.
All right, Malaka, I've got to keep it rolling. I've got 3
Keep
more
it
guests.
rolling, Malaka. Malaka, please.
Yeah.
Can you watch Darcy more like a hawk? I want your feedback, please.
All right, mate.
Yes, mate.
Yes, I feel there.
Yes.
Fucking Manny G up. Boomer.
Hey, can you hear me, my friend?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Oh, well, I don't know. I'm a little bit fucking weird because I've been thinking about this game. And yeah, she's a tough one, but we're 20 games in. But you know what gets me? And I'm going to throw this straight off the bat. Please don't take this the wrong way. But all of you chicken little fucking Collingwood supporters that jumped in and Rodgers out and this, that, the other, and oh no, the sky is falling. For fuck's sake, guys. 4 or 5 losses. We've had 2. What about the ins? Everyone's going, Charlie Dean's going to kill us. Well, dude, sure, I'd rather have Jeremy Howe. Well, let's look at the ins. Fucking Pendles, DeGoey, and Bobby Hill. I mean, any other club would give their fucking left knacker to have those 3 players, let alone have those as inclusions. Now, okay, I understand this is a tough game, and we are actually starting to show signs of wear at the end of the season, but we've been managing. Now, the Brisbane boys have had to rest the big O. Now, that means their running forwards don't know how to rove to the incoming ruckman. So we're going to negate a lot of their centre players. But here's the thing with living in Brisbane and coming to Melbourne. Your blood is naturally a bit thinner up there. And in Melbourne, when you get cold, your blood thickens up. Now, they've got to come down into our conditions, and it's fucking freezing at the G on a Saturday night. I reckon their runners, like we beat them, they didn't have Cam Rayner, but they did have Lockie. So their runners aren't going to be running as well, nor will they be as confident. So it's going to be a battle of centres. I'm picking a high-scoring game, actually. Bursts of 3 goals or so, either way. But either way, look, guys, it's pies. Now, will Darcy Cameron out-ruck this new guy they've got in? They're throwing a rookie in. Well, what do you think of that, Ant? This ruck duel thing's interesting.
I think they'll predominantly play Darcy Fort as a ruckman. I'd be very surprised if they dare put Henry Smith up against Darcy Cameron for more than half a game. That will be self-inflicted pain, suicide. What do you want to call it, Boomer? You tell me.
Well, do their players adapt and ruck to our guys? Ruck to say, just say DC can get a few good taps, because I think he's a better marking ruckman than a tap ruckman. So I think if their guys rove to DC and basically negate the ruck superiority we should have, they'll probably do us by 3-4 goals at the end of the day. But when I'm weighing up the other stuff, yeah, our defence, I'd love to have Howe in and therefore Charlie Dean out. If you look at Charlie Dean's form, yeah, it's been shit, but he got 18 last week. Fly's giving him a run. So, I mean, we have to wear that. Who would you put in place of Dean?
Some people, Boomer, are saying, like some as in Andreas and maybe Manny, they're in the camp that it's Billy Frampton who's not being selected, and it's not Charlie Dean being selected, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, what happens if we alter the team list now, tomorrow? Like, do we get a few fines or something like that for not filling the team that was posted?
Well, if we select from emergencies, we'll be right. But as we mentioned earlier in the stream, Markov, the famous Bunnings game, he wasn't even listed in the emergencies when he came in late.
Yeah, so we cop the fine, don't we? Is that what happens to us in that instance?
Oh, mate, pennies for the Collingwood Football Club.
Either way, dude, look, here's the way I'll get around all that selection stuff because you guys actually probably, if anything, overdo it. But here's the go. We've got 4 games to come. Now, 3 are tough. One is Melbourne should be an easy, but don't fucking slack it. Now, the way I look at it, we're in first place. If we win all 4, we're going to finish first place. This is really simple. If we win 3, we're first, second, maybe. If we win 2, we're probably third, fourth, second, third, maybe fourth. If we win just 1, we're probably 4th or 5th. So it's that simple. Win the 4, we got the top spot. And I think our losses will generate our eventual end of year position. Now, 1 or 2 suits us. We want either, and that'll get us the home final. Just say we do finish 3rd or 4th. Well, we got to travel, and that's our fault, but we travel. As long as we win the first game and have the week off, I think we're right. If we don't get the week, that little holiday in the middle of the finals, because it's tough games, but tonight is going to be a good one. It's worth watching. But I'm looking at this overall. We've had a really good season, and we're all pretty quick. But look, this Silvani shit, I mean, it's interesting, but there's always...
I was going to ask you.
Yeah, the Silvani stuff. Look, Fly had that to me was a backhanded swipe against Voss and his old teammate. Like, yeah, I had coffee with him. We had our first date. He basically to me said, he's saying to Voss, you're a shit coach, dude. You're such a shit coach. I can actually almost poach you're one of your best players. But I don't think he'll line up with black and white. I think the others will do a bidding war on him. Or his player manager will get him into Tasmanian Tigers because they're going to absolutely destroy draft picks in the next couple of years.
What does this say? You've had your run-ins with the Carlton Football Club and your qualms. You've been around long enough to live and fully grasp the adversities that Collingwood had to endure while Carlton were doing their thing in the 80s and around that time, parts of the 90s as well. Tell me, how does a stakeholder name like the Silvani name that is entrenched in Carlton folklore, how does the relationship get to this point where Jack Silvani, son of Sauce, is literally having a coffee with the coach of the Collingwood Football Club?
But it's fucking insulting. And here's the thing. That draws me to an interesting thing. Craig Kelly was on the ABC about 3 weeks ago having a good chat. And he said, all these player managers right now, all they're doing is signing up, fucking trying to sign up 5 and 6 year deals. Get out there and do the 2-year deals and have your coffee. All the player managers always play this shit off. But look, Silvani coming to Collingwood is a blight on the name. But Carlton, all I've ever seen them do over the years, and it was to their advantage back in the earlier days, is have these coterie groups where the sponsors come in and call the shots. And they've still got that same problem. And anyone who challenges that, i.e. Malthouse, fucking Voss, and a list of other coaches, gets the short, sharp, and kick out. So with Carlton, they're a victim of themselves. They eat their own. They do all that shit. Whereas at Collingwood, we have the black and white spirit, man. And players, like, we don't boo Treloar, or we don't boo Grundy or anyone like that, but we boo Daisy Thomas, who goes to Carlton, or Mick McGuan. If you go to Carlton, that's the enemy, and we don't like you. And now to equate that into rugby, what was his name? Carmichael Hunt. He was actually a household name in Brisbane. He could sell anything from fucking insurance to football boots. And he went to fucking the footy code and he lost his market value. So you can lose your post-football market value. But look, Jack Silvani, he's a grandson of the club. Carlton should never have gotten a position where he's negotiating. But now Charlie Curnow's got 4 weeks off. So Carlton eat their own. And then they put pressure on the players, and it's the players' fault, and the players finger point, and everyone finger points, and nothing gets done. And, so sorry I'm going on a bit, mate. We've all been that way tonight. But look, I'll just draw attention to this one. But you know how you got 8 in the Pick the Football Player on Pommy Oz's channel the other night?
I do recall, yes.
Right, well, you got 8, you went to the top of the leaderboard. The following week, Pom had another Pom guy who happened to get 10. which I thought, oh, I'll get some shenanigans there. The following week, Pom then has Terry, who I think is a St Kilda supporter. So good work, St Kilda. Anyway, Terry's a St Kilda supporter. And Pom's first question to him, this is so fucking funny. I love this, Pom. He plays for Adelaide. He's your favourite player. And I thought, what the fuck? Who doesn't know their own favourite player? That's like a rigged question. And I thought, oh, no,
Terry's from Blue Abroad, mate. What are you smoking?
Oh, is he a bluey? Oh, sorry, I thought Terry was a Saint. Sorry, okay, I got my man. Oh, he's a blue. So, all right. So, who's your favourite player? And he plays for Adelaide, and it was Zach Butters. And I thought, hang on, Pom, that's a bit rigged. I thought, no, hang on, Carlton supporters, they don't have a favourite player. They've just got the least hated player. They don't have favourites. But I just pissed myself laughing at that question. Anyway, you're in third place now, mate. But look, guys, I'm confident if we play full to our potential tomorrow, we're going to win by 18 points. If their midfielders go crazy and kill us, they're going to win by 18 points. I reckon it's about 3 goals, one or the other. So anyway, mate, I'll leave some room for the other guys and say go Pies and let's fucking kick their asses, fellas. If we win 4, we deserve the flag. We lose 4, we don't deserve to be there. It's that simple now.
Let's go, Boomer.
Cheers, guys. Go Pies.
See you, mate. Cavino.
What's up, mate?
Mate, talk to me.
Oh, I think people are overrating on not talking about their forward line. Their forward line is shit, though. If you look at it, you got Hipwood and Logan Morris. Hipwood can, like he's as accurate as what he should be. Logan Morris, he's hot and cold. I think our defense will love that, to be honest.
Yeah, the Brisbane Lions forward line right now, maybe to a level below, reminds me of Collingwood 2022. Is that a fair call?
No, 100%, yeah.
So, look, at the end of the day, if we can own the game from our forward half, then it's less of a problem. But if they do get some midfield ascendancy, then the question is, without potentially Brazzy, without definitely Jeremy Howe, without potentially Charlie Dean, Darcy Moore's playing sore. This is not like doom and gloom. This is not fear mongering. This is a potential reality that we're trying to live in the future because that's what we do. Because we're
100%.
tragics, you know.
100%. I think as well, if Billy Frampton does come in, and by the looks of Charlie Dean's sick, whatever it is, I think that actually will help Darcy Moore out a lot more because they played well together as a backline group. Now, Charlie Dean played really well last week, and I was impressed with him. But having said that too, Billy Frampton and Darcy Moore, when they play well together in that same backline, you know how organised they are. You can rely on Billy Frampton taking on the full forward, and Darcy Moore can lob around centre half back, knowing that it doesn't matter if he gets beaten 1v1 in a marking contest. He knows that Billy Frampton's going to back him up anyway. So I think that would be the change that could be a late change. And if Maynard does miss, well, you got Will Parker coming in. You can afford to do that. So look, I'm still confident we'll win, and I thought I so want to beat Brisbane. I mean the memories that I've had with them 2002, 2003 when they beat us, especially those 2 grand finals, mate. It's good to get revenge on them, and we're in good form against them. We haven't lost to them since what 2023, like early part 2023, later part of the season at Marvel. They haven't beaten us at the G since 2014. So I'm still confident we'll beat them.
Good. You going to the game?
Yes, I will be there tomorrow night. Can't wait.
You sound a bit crook though.
I know. I don't know what it is. I think it might be hay fever or because it's been cold weather as well the last few days. So
Are you
I'll
off the
still
soft
be
drinks
there.
still? I remember we spoke about you being off the soft
Yeah,
drinks. Is that still
got
the
the
case?
water. Got the
Good
water.
man. Beautiful. Good.
So
Basketball?
no, funny enough, that was meant to play last night, and the other team forfeit. They didn't have enough players.
They were scared, mate. They were scared of your presence.
That would have been my 99th game for the club too.
Hey,
Spewing.
like Sidey on 349.
I'm not going next week because obviously we play Hawthorn, so that's more important. So
Yeah.
I've got this mindset where if Collingwood's playing on a Thursday night at the MCG, I'll be there. I don't care if it's a grand final or nothing. So yeah,
Benny with
I'm
another
confident.
5. What did you say, Kev? Sorry, Kev. Read today. Last time they bet us at the MCG, Jack Crisp played for them. 2015. Wow. At the
Yeah,
G.
and he played for us 2015 as well. So he came from that. That was part of the Dane Bean steal from memory. That
Yeah,
whole
so at
trade.
end of 2014, we had that trade. We had Degoe, Darcy Moore, Jack Crisp. Degoe and Bruzzy, maybe? Or was it Degoe and
I
Darcy
think
Moore that we got?
I
I
know we
forget.
had Darcy Moore. I think we might have. I think Maynard might have been that range as well. I'm pretty sure.
Anyhow, yeah, Jack Crisp came in 2015, and since then, they haven't beaten
Hasn't
us.
missed a
That's good.
game.
Very
That
good.
is good. But now look, no Oscar McInerney. It's all right. Our ruckman will dominate Brisbane's second ruck. So as long as we don't let Harris Andrews bloody take those marks. Because if he does, fuck me. I'll be losing my shit.
It's one of the most frustrating things in footy. I don't know about you guys in the chat, but the thing that grinds my gears more than anything is when you see that long kick and you just know it's going to a Harris Andrews or to a Sam Taylor. Incredibly frustrating, isn't it?
Yes, and particularly because we know that Harris Andrews doesn't like, even though he can spoil the ball, he's more of a marker, an intercept marker. But if you body him, if you lower your eyes when you go forward, that's where you can get him on the lead. You know, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow night's game.
Yeah. All right, Kev. We'll see you in the post game show tomorrow.
Sure will, mate. Sure will. Couldn't care less if I'm like this. Let's go, Pies.
Let's go, brother. Take care, Kev.
You too, mate.
Nicholas.
Hey, how you going?
Good. You just finished watching the replay, did you?
Yeah, I was just watching the last the last time we versed Brisbane, which is quite some time back now.
Talk to me.
And
What did
yes, you
think?
guys are right. We were protecting the corridor, and we keep them on the boundary side. We keep them on the wings, and that was then, and then a lot of teams picked up on it, and yeah. And yeah, it was kind of fun to watch a replay.
The game was over pretty early, wasn't it? Halftime, it was probably done, was it?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, we smashed the crap out of them, I believe, and it was Jamie Elliott's milestone game, and Dustin Moore caught a whack at the back on his ear, and we were freaking out that maybe he's out with concussion. I think it was.
Yeah.
Correct me, everyone, if I'm wrong, but I don't have the best memory.
No, you're right. You're right. What's on your mind for tomorrow?
Well, I about the whole luck thing. In some ways I do agree, but at the same time I kind of disagree, because if you look back when that GWS what was GWS's best ruckman back in 2019? I can't remember. Mumford, that's it. Mumford was out and Brodie Grundy was in, and yet we still lost. So just, you know.
Just quickly, Nick, the chat are saying that John Ralph has posted that Bruz is good to go, and yet I'm looking at John Ralph's Twitter right now, and I'm not seeing a word on Braden Maynard. So I'm losing faith in the chat. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it was on Channel 7 first or Fox Footy, maybe in the pre-game show for the Hawthorn Adelaide game. Maybe that's where it is, yeah?
Maybe. I haven't really been watching a lot of TV lately. But no, does anybody know if Charlie Dean is keeping his spot, or Billy Frampton is coming in? Because there's been so many it's been talked about so much on YouTube and social media because of what was it? Billy Frampton was out and about on the ground, and then a lot of YouTubers and all that was assuming that maybe Frampton was playing and not Dean.
Well, I would say my thought process behind that is, if seeing him at training on Wednesday, Charlie Dean gets through the full session unscathed, then we have Thursday where they don't train. Friday, today being the captain's run. I can only assume that Charlie Dean was either missing training due to personal reasons or he is unwell. What have you say about that?
I don't know. It's been a bit crazy. I even looked on the VFL selection table to see who the hell is in and who the hell is out, because but I see where Fly's coming from though. As everybody else said, it was against Richmond, but it's a good way to build up his confidence, I guess. But he's had a lot of, opportunities, so I don't know what's going to happen with him eventually. So,
guys, I can't see. You guys are talking about Mick Sucker, but I can't see his comments in the chat. So let me know. Mick, comment again. I want to see if I can see your comments in the chat. Manny Malaka, thank you for the 10. Let's have a professional performance tomorrow. Collingwood footy. We want to have a fun night tomorrow, not a nightmare.
Yeah. So, one last thing. The Inside 50s. That's one of the biggest things to really look on tomorrow, because Harris Andrews keeps on marking those. So, and if you look back on the Fremantle game and some other things lately, what we keep on doing, we keep on shooting ourselves in the foot when we just bomb it long, and then their best intercepting defender would be marking it a lot. So, I'm just wondering, are we going to actually just do what we did like back in 2023 or 2022? Instead of bombing it long and high, we can actually hit targets properly.
We'll find out tomorrow. Hopefully we can get a real nice jump start into our quest into the final block of the. I'd say there's probably 2 blocks left in this year. It's the next 4 games and then the final series, but they sort of tie into one another. So really, we want to get the wheels rolling over, to get them wheels ticking from tomorrow, and don't look back.
Yeah, don't look back. Just keep on going forward. Let's see what we're at the end of the season. Not at the end of the season, but towards the final series. That's
it. All right, Nick, I'll leave you with it, mate.
All right, no worries. Have a nice day, guys.
See you, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, this is that was unintended. There we go. We'll leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's watch Adelaide and Hawthorn like a hawk, and in 24 hours we shall soak ourselves in what seems to be a blockbuster clash. I'll be there, and we will be here for the post-game show as well tomorrow after the game. Until then, guys,